Welcome to the third session. Today we have lesson 3. We'll start with item 23. My mother never blank فراغ out in the evening. So we have 4 choices. Goes, go, is going, and going. The correct answer is goes. My mother never goes. Here we say this because of the habitual act. Something like a habit. بحكم العادة يعني. الفعل المعتاد. She never goes. We have another point here. ملاحظة أخرى. أنه adverbs of frequency. ظروف التكرار. إذا تأتي مع فعل عادي lexical verb راح تتقدم على الفعل never goes. لكن إذا مع أفعال كينونة راح تكون is never. She is never late. We'll move on to 24. Blank, a long blank. We have فراغ طويل. Here we have a long blank. Oxford. Since when you live in B? How much time you are living in C? How long have you been living in? How long time are you living in? So the correct answer is C. How long have you been living in? How long have you been living in Oxford? This is the correct answer because you cannot ask with since when you. This is not properly said. And again, the other options are not also like how much time, how long time. 25. Number 25. Blank. We have blank. Car is the red Ford. This is a question. So we have whose, to whom, who is contracted مختصرة أصلها who is. C هي بمثابة who is لكن مختصرها whose and of who. Of course the correct answer is whose. Whose car is the red Ford? Always when we have whose, it goes before the noun, like whose car, whose house, whose book is this, whose dog is that, and so on and so forth. And 26, I'm sorry I haven't done my report. Option A, up to the now. B, already. C, until the present. D, yet. The correct answer is D, actually. Yet is correct. I'm sorry I haven't done my report yet. 27. My friend doesn't speak Chinese. I don't blank. I don't also. Neither, either, and two. Actually, the correct answer is C. I don't either. Because you say I don't, you need either. You can say neither, for example. Sometimes you have a sentence where you can say neither me or neither I. Neither John nor. So in this case, you need to say either. I don't, because of the negative. I don't either is the correct answer. Sentence 28, that's the house in which Mr. Brown lives. B, in which Mr. Brown lives in that. Sorry, A, in the which, and this is not English. In which Mr. Brown lives in that, again. Mr. Brown lives in that. So the correct answer is C. Sometimes you are allowed to delete that. So it should be, that's the house that Mr. Brown lives in. But here it is deleted. It's optional. You can keep it and you can drop it. Here it is not used, which is correct. You can say that's the house Mr. Brown lives in. Correct. 29. If along the blank we have, if A, you come to office, I'd pay you. B, you shall come to office, I'll pay you. C, you came to office, I would to pay you. And D, you come to my office and I'll pay you. So actually the correct answer is D. Why? Because here, if, there are three types of if. The probable, or the possible, both in present simple tense, بالمضارع, يصير possible, which is very easy. If you come to my office, I'll pay you. If you come to my office, I'll pay you. الجزء الأول جملة الشرط if close. الجملة الثانية الجزء الثاني جواب الشرط. You come to office I'd أصلها I would فلهذا تعتبر خطأ. You shall come احنا مع if ما يصير تقول shall أول أو أي شيء من القبيل. ما يصير تقول if you will come, if you shall come, if you will tell me. This is only, you can say this only in the other part of the if clause. The second clause, not in the main clause, in the subordinate clause. Or actually, yeah, in the main clause. I'll pay you. So the answer is D. And number 30, she asked me how big. A, is your house? B, my house was. C, was my house. D, is my house. You should look at the tense here. The tense is in the past. This is number 1. So anything in the present should be ruled out, should be eliminated, dropped, ignored, discarded. Leave it out because it is in the present. Because now she asked, you cannot say is my house or whatever. Second thing, here we have an embedded question. And it should not be like a question. There is no inversion. لا يوجد قلب هنا. ما نقدم فعل على السبجكت على الفاعل. فلهذا the correct answer is B. How big my house was. It is not a question, so you cannot start with a verb. The other three options start with a verb, like is your house, was my house, is my house. So B is correct. She asked in the past, and then this is embedded. You cannot make it a question. So make it an ordinary sentence or an ordinary answer. She asked me how big my house was. 31. My friend let blank his bike yesterday. Bike means bicycle. This is a short form for the word bicycle. My friend let A, to borrow, B, me borrowing, C, me to borrow, or D, me borrow. Now we have a note here. We have two verbs in English, let and make. Let يدع يسمح لي ومake يجعل. The two verbs always actually have the verb after them, the main verb after them, in the basic form or in the base form. Okay? Masdar. Just the verb, nothing. So you should say, my friend let me borrow his bike. Borrow. When we use let, you cannot say to. with the verb. You cannot use ing form. You cannot make the verb in the past at all. So you should use the base form of the verb, which is, for example, my friend let me borrow his bike. And the last one, 32, what would you, actually we have a blank at the beginning, what would you spend it on? When you had a lot of money, what would you spend it on? Here you should look at the meaning. I mean, when you had a lot of money. And so, did you actually have a lot of money? You didn't. So, what would you spend it on? B, if you had a lot of money, what would you spend it on? Past tense. This is the probable. If you would have a lot of money, if you shall have, so the correct answer is B. Here we can apply the same rule we mentioned earlier. قبل قليل قلنا إنه if ما تأتي مع shall و will والماضي مالتهم يعني would وغيره ما يصير. فلهذا when ما مقبول المعنى. When you had a lot of money بمعنى sometimes in history في يوم ما كان عندك a lot of money. So actually this is not true. So here it's an if clause, جملة شرطية. If you had a lot of money, what would you spend it on? This is in the past. Both should be in the past. Okay, thank you very much. And we're looking forward to having you in the next session in another lesson. Thank you and have a nice day. Goodbye.